Hello, my name is Melinda. I'm the founder at HopJax, and I would like to introduce to you therapist Katie.
Hi, my name is Katie Pankonin, and I'm a licensed master social worker.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I would love to. So I am born and raised from Nebraska for 27 years before I found myself moving to Arizona, which I have loved so much. So obviously my background is in social work, and I found through this area just how much I loved, being that person for somebody else and allowing to use kind of these social work skills in a more therapeutic environment, because I really don't know if there's any greater joy than watching someone kind of progress through their own goals and to see the progressions and what they thought they couldn't conquer. And I think that is point blank probably what led me most to becoming a therapist.
That's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about, like, do you offer insurance? Or are you private pay?
Yes, so I'm currently private pay.
Alrighty. Do you offer any evening or weekend appointments?
At this time, I do not have evening, or I do, at this time, I do not have weekend appointments, but I do have my latest appointment during the week starts at 5:30.
Okay, awesome. Tell me a little bit about what you specialize in.
Yes, so my specialty is really working with those preteen teens, so as early as 11, college students, and young adults. So this population just always was the one that was at the center of my heart. I think there's just so much that you're going through during this developmental stage. And I think, going to therapy and working through whether it's anxiety, depression, life transitions, relationships, all the stress that comes with school, burnouts, and even those little pieces that you're like, well, I'm not really even sure what's going on. I am here to be that sense of support and to guide through what can be a really challenging time.
That sounds awesome. Can you tell me, like, do you have tips or tricks or things that you use with clients in session a lot?
Yes, absolutely. So when it comes to kind of coming to therapy with me, I really like to cater my sessions individually to the client. But when it comes to specifically working with anxiety, I like to get a little weird, wacky, and unique when it comes to kind of settling some of those things, because anxiety always demands to be heard. So sometimes you have to scream a little right back in order to manage it. So 3 ways that I really like to do this. So one, frozen fruit, which again, I know it sounds weird as all get out, but it's a great way to use your 5 senses and a way to ground yourself completely. So when you grab that frozen orange out of the fridge, right away it's freezing, and cold is a great way to ground yourself. You're able to smell the citrus. You're able to just look at it, observe it. You can manipulate it. And you could even throw it around in your hands a little bit just to hear how it falls. So in using this, it's kind of grabs you right on out of that anxious thought and focuses you solely on that piece of frozen fruit. And second, of course, breathing is really important. And when you're having anxiety and someone says, oh, just take a deep breath, your brain sometimes is like, no way, I cannot do that right now. So one of my favorite breathing techniques is that of square breathing. So whether you're making that square on your hand, you're drawing it in the air, you have a pen and paper, each side of that square is 4 seconds long. So you inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, inhale for 4 seconds, and exhale. And the more that you repeat, the more that you're drawing that square, the more that you're able to find that breathing begins to calm. And finally, and this is probably the most unique of them all, if anxiety is like on a scale of 1 to 10, feeling like you're hitting that hard 10, I recommend laying on the ground, putting your feet against the wall, and start talking out the plot of your favorite movie. And so in doing this, you're really leveling out that body, right? And you're really noticing like, okay, my feet are up against this wall. And per se, your favorite movie is Finding Nemo. You're going to talk through that plot from beginning to end until you notice like, okay, I'm starting to feel more calm and starting to recognize where I am in this space, and that anxiety can lower.
I think those are great techniques because just the breathing technique sometimes doesn't work. It's hard to calm yourself down when you're already at that point of feeling overwhelmed with anxiety.
Yes.
So along those same lines, is there any like good quotes or things that you use with patients to help them?
Yes. I have what I call my own personal golden rule. And with that, it's recognizing that we can't control what other people say or do, but we can control how we react to them. And as a therapist, that's my favorite leading line in recognizing those coping skills, communication skills, and interpersonal resolutions that we can do to really take that quote and put it into action.
Right. And I think that's a really a great one.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today and getting to know me a little better. And it was a pleasure to meet you.
So nice to see you. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
having me.
Yes.